Hello, everybody. It's Jack from Cultaholic Wrestling. Sorry, no, my name is Lunch Money, joined by Mr. 305 and Flo Rida, three Miami boys.
Yeah.
Let's get this party going, lads.
Who are they?
They're the people who are all on Green Light by Pitbull.
All right.
Mr. 305, Flo Rida, and Lunch Money. I've given myself Lunch Money Lewis,
Right.
who I understand is the man who sings the hook,
Okay.
because I'm not trying to, I just think I'm the most singery of the three of us.
All right. Okay.
It is rare that you sing on these videos. Like, it is rare.
And then
Just to show that you can sing.
I just
Maybe
then
give us a bit now.
No, and then
Go
I
on.
just feel like you're more Pitbull and Andrew's more Flo Rida.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
take it, yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Worldwide, I'm global.
Joel, you can. Oh, I don't know.
Who am I?
I have no
Sabrina
idea.
Carpenter.
The producer, P. Diddy, is
No,
Joel.
no. And we are here to give our 9 pitches for WrestleMania 41. It's no, it'll be good. It's just that me and Ross, we've both had a struggle of a weekend with the old whatever's been going round, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
can barely see this morning.
Andrew's fine.
Yeah.
And now I feel awful because you're sat.
I'm sat between the two.
But the only thing that's going to be exchanged in this room is the flowing of great ideas. That's what I think, because we've got 9 wonderful pitches for WrestleMania 41.
Slap the knee.
And if you've never seen this series before, we'll go around in a circle, Ross, then Andrew, then myself, 3 times, and we'll be left with 9 wonderful pitches for WrestleMania 41. But remember the golden rule. It's not what we think's going to happen.
It's what we want to happen. Come on. It's just a case of WrestleMania fever, Jack. We'll get over it by this weekend. I need to preface my 3 pitches by saying I think the cold has had a hand in what I've produced this morning.
Okay.
Because I sat back and read them all just before coming in, and it's miserable. It's
Oh, it's gone quite-
It's bleak. I tell you, there's no happiness at this year's WrestleMania for me.
Well, I was thinking the other day, could this be quite a heel-heavy WrestleMania?
Well, we'll sure
If
find
I
out.
get my way, my God, I don't think baby faces will exist anymore anyway. Here's how I would like to see the main event of night 1 go down. CM Punk is felled by Seth Rollins and sent to the outside, leaving Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns inside the ring. Why is there a pop-up? Get down there. Where are we? Rollins and Reigns are going tit for tit as Reigns starts to get the better of Rollins. Spear from Reigns. Pinfall attempt. 1, 2. Paul Heyman pulls the referee out of the ring and clobbers him with his Hall of Fame ring because he's loyal to Punk. And in his mind, he's also paid off the favour that Rollins thinks Heyman owes him. The sneaky little chaffinch. Will Rollins accept this as the favour? We'll have to wait and see. One thing we do know is that the referee is out for the count. This allows Punk to get back into the ring with Rollins, still knocked out from the spear, of course, and Reigns' attentions being towards Heyman on the outside. GTS to Reigns! Ah! He goes for the cover, but there's no referee. Oh, shucks. What the heck, man, says CM Punk. Cue Charles Robinson to run down the ramp to fill the referee-shaped gap in the match because it's WrestleMania, and that's what Charlie does. The inadvertent pause and players allow Rollins to come to. He goes for an attack on Punk, but somehow Punk's got eyes in the back of his head. Duck, GTS!
Whoa.
Rollins collapses through the ropes and to the outside this time.
Lovely.
It's a different pitch from me this time. I've tried to go Andrew.
I like
all these
it.
moving parts.
I like it.
Punk and the now recovered Reigns are going at it hammer and tongue in the middle of the ring before we get that old famous double down spot. We hear a voice from the outside of the ring. Get me a chair, Paul. You owe this to me. Get me an effing chair. Rollins says to Heyman, I'll kill you dead if you don't, says Seth. Paul realizes this favour thing is not going away, so fearing for his own life, he gets Rollins the chair, and as the architect enters the ring, under the bottom rope on one side of the ring, on the other side of the ring, both Reigns and Punk are slowly climbing to their feet, using the ropes as leverage. Rollins starts licking his lips.
Oh, no.
Rollins scurries to the other side of the ring and clobbers Punk in the back with a shield chair shot.
Oh, yeah, as Michael,
Not any chair
as Michael
shot.
Cole called it on Raw.
A shield chair shot.
Shield chair to the back.
Like he did when he split up the Shield many moons ago, just in case he
If
didn't
you
get
don't
the
know,
reference.
Joel, on Raw, Rollins hit Reigns in the back with a chair, and because it looked quite similar to when they broke up the Shield, Cole went, shield chair to the back.
I saw it.
Oh,
I
you saw it?
it.
Sorry, right, yeah.
Rollins goes to do the same to Reigns, but duck and boing! Kurt Angle, top rope, chair shot, ricochet, headshot, says hello to Seth's own head. Rollins is stunned. Spear! It takes Reigns a little while to get there, but he goes in for the pin before 1, 2. It's got to be over this time, but Paul Heyman this time breaks up with his falling torso this time. Reigns loses his bananas and kills Paul Heyman, not like Tommy Dreamer was going to do, but it's close to what Tommy intended back at WrestleMania 17. It's a WrestleMania moment, seeing the Tribal Chief beat down Paul like this in the middle of the ring, but while he's doing so, Punk is back in here to hit another GTS. He's got the cover on Roman. 1, 2, it's got to be bloody over this time. Lights out.
Oh.
Lights out. Andrew.
Lights out. I'll go sleepy.
Lightning and other electrical stuff starts playing on the Tron before we hear, if you smell what the Rock is cooking. The Rock takes upwards of 45 minutes to do a WrestleMania entrance in the middle of a match he wasn't even involved in. Rock saunters down to the ring, by which time Rollins and Punk and Reigns are all in a row looking at the final boss. The final boss enters the ring. He does his little Willy Wonka hand gesture and nails a shoot rock bottom to Punk, while Rollins simultaneously kicks Reigns in the dick and nails a super stomp. Rock sort of goes, "There you go, child," with his hands, inviting Rollins to go for the pin on Reigns. And it's Rollins who picks up the win. The Rock gets on the mic and simply says, "This man told you this match would shape the future of the business." And he also said he would do what's best for business, he said back in January. "If I win the Chamber, Rock, I'll accept your offer and do a working relationship with you. But since it didn't happen then, it's happening here. He picked me, I picked him." Raise his hand, end of night 1. What the F? What the F does this mean for Cena versus Rhodes now?
Yeah, what on earth does it mean for that?
Yeah.
What the F?
What the F?
So I've gone Rollins getting in with The Rock in that business.
Oh.
It's a yes from me,
I'm surprised.
because Punk lost.
And it's a heel and it's The Rock.
I thought that this week's Raw convinced me that Rollins winning is the most compelling of the three.
Me too.
Or maybe it was SmackDown, maybe both. Did he, when did he talk about, no, it was on Raw, wasn't it? When he talked about what you said about the
best
winner of
business.
this.
Best for business.
Yeah, and the best of business thing. He's also been in the press again this week saying, slagging off Punk again, being like, he went to a different company and me. And I never find it, I don't even think a lot of WWE fans find it that likable when Seth does this.
He needs new material.
He's not being the same sort of company man that someone like Cena, babyface Cena was. He's doing it in like a bootlickery way. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of going, it reminds me of when he did it when Ospreay was in New Japan and they used to feud on Twitter and Rollins would be like,
I have more money.
I have more money and I work for the better company, me. And I think...
Chris Eubanks there.
Stupendous.
Yeah. And I think that out of the three, clearly, without a major heel turn or a change in character or whatever, Rollins is the most natural fit for this corporate, and it just works much better as a heel. It worked for him with the Authority back in the day, but this would be like a super version of that. So it sets up loads of nice storylines after Mania. So it's a yes from me.
Oh, it's a yes from me, Ross. Twists and turns all over the shop. And you had Charlie Rowe. From what it looks like in that WrestleMania arena as well, it looks like that ramp's going to be big. And he loves a big ramp to run down, does our Charlie Robinson.
You've got to have faith.
It's a big And then I've seen people as well comparing. This is a bit of a stretch, but even comparing outfits that Rollins has worn recently or not too distant past, that is pretty much exactly the same as what Rock wears. He's been wearing the turtleneck, been wearing the chain. That kind of stuff.
He was a flamboyant Shield boy on Raw this week.
He was a flamboyant Shield
Leather
boy with his
jacket.
little buckets in there as well.
We could work out if he's going to win just from his entrance on Saturday. Just to what's he wearing?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine it's really, I am going over on this man.
He's not going to do it, is he?
I wonder if he actually will win. I can't pick the winner of this one at all.
There's quite a few matches actually on the card that are a little bit touch and go, I feel like.
I was starting to favour a Seth win because I thought they deliberately made it too obvious that it would be one of the other two.
Yeah.
But after Raw, when he was like the
When he was
dominant one,
standing
yeah,
tall.
I thought, has that made it too obvious now? I don't know.
I thought it was odd that CM Punk didn't say a word on Raw, the go home Raw for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Punk didn't say a word. He just went.
He just
he's a mean man to that Paul Heyman. That
No,
man.
he's not.
Yes,
No.
he is.
No, that's his friend.
He did that. He knew that he was there, and he did that where he had his arm around him. He wanted to make the divide even wider.
I just don't understand why Punk still trusts Heyman. He's been betrayed by him before in the past.
It's true.
And Heyman is a notoriously slippery man.
Oh, he's a slippery boy like a fish.
If this comes back to bite Phil, he's got no one to blame but himself.
It's true.
I've got to say.
It's
But
true.
it's a great start to the video. There,
Wonderful. Twists and
Lovely.
turns. I loved it. I bloody loved it.
Andrew.
I've changed the titles of mine.
I'm not looking at your title. Is that a smaller font than usual?
No, it's the regular font, but it is a big pitch.
Okay, fair enough,
So
fair
it's
enough.
quite a long one. This is the longest one, but it's the first one, so we'll get it out of the way, all right? Same as Ross, triple threat main event of night one between Punk, Roman, and Rollins. Paul Heyman honors his word. From 2013 to CM Punk, he walks down the ramp with his best friend in a main event match at the Showcase of the Immortals. And as sweet as that moment is for these two as they embrace in the ring and soak in the emotional atmosphere during the entrance, we can tell that Paul is torn between being in the corner of Punk and having been shunned by his tribal chief as Heyman and Roman lock eyes in this moment. Anyway, these three, of course, not only have a lot of history together, but they ruddy hate one another, so it's an intense physical match, as it always is in these pitches. At one point, we see Seth and Roman put their differences aside for a brief moment. Let's put their hands together, boys. They do the fist bump
What?
together.
All right.
What?
Why would they do that?
Because
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, they do a little bit of a fisty
Rollins
bump
wouldn't do this.
Seth nearly ended Roman's career at the Royal Rumble.
as they take Punk out with a 2/3 shield bomb through the Unbreakable announce table, and it's the first time we see the table give as well. Whoa, that's
What a
crazy.
WrestleMania moment.
But in classic Shield, fashion, though, it's a tactical move as this leaves Roman and Seth alone, uninterrupted, to stand face to face in the middle of the ring,
Okay.
1-on-1. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Paul checks on Punk on the outside, as do the medical staff, while Seth and Roman are trading blows and false finishes together, letting out over a decade of pent-up aggression. It even seems rather touch and go for Punk at the moment. He's kind of like checking his tricep and everything like that. Medical are trying to see to him, but he's brushing them off. He's making us believe that once again, his Mania main event moment has been taken from his grasp. But Paul rallies him on. This is his moment, his main event, his WrestleMania. With Seth and Punk down on the canvas, exhausted after their trade-off, Punk triumphantly slides back into the ring and gets in between the two bodies. He sees Seth stirring and decides it's time. As he does his hands together, he places his palm together and gestures that we need some go-to-sleep action. Little does Punk know that in the opposite corner, Roman also stirs and he charges towards the second City Saint with a hellacious spear. Punk moves out of the way, though, at the last moment, and instead sends Roman colliding with Rollins, who rolls outside of the ring.
Thought it was going to be the ref. Okay.
No. Okay. Punk wastes no time, and he capitalizes. He hoists up Roman on his shoulders. The crowd come unglued. Wow, that's mental. What's he doing?
Wait, why is it mental? Because he's got it.
He's got CM Punk's got Roman on his shoulders. How
Aye.
mental is that? It's happened before.
It's his finisher setup.
But it's at WrestleMania.
Oh, it's a moment.
Hey, come on, it's a moment. It's a moment. He looks at the WrestleMania sign to CM Punk. He looks
With
at
Roman
Paul.
on his shoulders?
Oh, yeah. He looks
Jesus.
at, he's got time. He looks at the WrestleMania sign. He looks at Paul Heyman, and we see CM Punk mouth the words, "Thank you" to Paul Heyman. Thank you for this. This is wonderful.
This is his moment.
Punk hits the GTS on Reigns and goes for the cover. 1, 2. The referee is pulled out of the ring. Oh, can you guess? Who doth be the one to break this pinfall attempt, but none other than Paul Heyman?
Oh, my
Can
God.
you believe it? Can you
couldn't
believe it?
write that.
You couldn't write it, but I wrote
Two
it.
of you out, but it's
Will we
fine.
done it?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. The crowd are in disbelief, as are you two as well. We all are. Joel behind the
Do you think
camera.
they'll boo
Oh
him?
my
They must
goodness.
still boo him. They'll boo him.
The crowd are in disbelief. The crowd are in disbelief, as are we. And most importantly, Charles Montgomery Punk. Punk tries to scramble out of the ring to get his hands on Heyman, but Roman manages to recoup, and he hits a low blow on Punk before he can do so, following up with a vicious spear. Roman looks towards Paul Heyman as the two smile at one another. The OTC and the Wise Man reunited once again. Roman goes towards Punk to get the cover when something catches his eye. Roman spies a battered Seth slowly trying to pull himself back into the ring and realizes it's time to end this one for good, obtain his cathartic ending, beat Seth clean in the middle of the ring, and finally get his revenge. The OTC kicks Punk to the outside to clear his ring. It's an emotional moment. The two former Shield members in the ring together in the main event of WrestleMania. Finally, Roman this time though, with the upper hand. Seth can sense it. Defenseless, exhausted, and on his knees, he watches Roman back into the corner, gearing up for another spear, and even gestures for him to come and finish the job, you bastard. Roman readies up. Ooh-ah! As he says all the time.
A brand new combine.
Ooh-ah! But he stops. A look of confusion washes over his face as we see his head slowly turning as the camera pans down to reveal that the wise man Paul Heyman has his arms tightly gripped around Roman's legs, stopping him from hitting the move. You bloody well what? Roman turns around in seething anger, asking Heyman what he's doing, and violently grabs him before bang! Super kick to the back of the head, buckle bomb, and a stomp. Oh dear. Seth and Paul look at one another before both pull the most outrageously evil smile to one another.
I can picture Paul, but Rollins.
Oh.
You got an evil smile?
And smiling and laughing at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Heyman grabs a chair and he slides it into the ring as Seth recreates the betrayal. Did you know that this happened a long time ago and it keeps happening?
Shield chair shot.
The Shield chair shot.
Not a
I will
Shield
have
chair
you
shot.
know. As Seth recreates the betrayal, Roman knows all too well, but that's not enough. Seth places the chair underneath Roman's head. He hits a super stomp off the top rope as well for good measure. Seth, with a smirk on his face, waltzes over to Punk for the pin, but waltzes over to Roman for the pin, but a desperate Punk tries to enter. However, Heyman grabs Punk's legs, which leaves him vulnerable for one final stomp. Rollins drags Punk's body on top of Roman's to stack them and pack them for the 1, 2, 3.
A bit much, that mate.
Seth Rollins leaves WrestleMania as a Paul Heyman guy.
Similar to Ross's in terms of outcome,
yes.
but the journey was slightly different.
Yes,
And I also like this one.
Thank you.
It's a yes from me too, and I think you've actually maybe predicted several spots that will happen in the thing. I think we will see a shield bomb on CM Punk at one point. I don't know if it'll break the reinforced
Oh, it's
announce
breaking.
table.
Oh, it's breaking.
And I do think that Heyman will turn on Punk. I wonder if he'll turn on Roman as well.
He's burnt that bridge already.
Yes.
The Roman bridge.
Oh, the Roman bridge has been burned.
Oh, yes.
Made of wood, easily
Yeah.
easily down.
They were better at roads.
Maybe that's how it does. Maybe
the
he does.
Romans.
Maybe he does cost Punk first, and then you think he's with Roman, but then
I liked it anyway.
Thanks,
It's a
lads.
yes from me.
Ta.
There was a Roman bridge on where the Time Bridge, or was the Swing Bridge, and that got burnt down.
Did it?
That was made of wood.
Oh, foreshadowing.
Little houses on there.
Little
And
houses.
the moment that happened, we knew that Paul Heyman was going to turn on CM Punk.
True. Little
Roman
beach
Reigns.
houses. You know where they get like.
I don't know if it
chairs
was
and stuff.
beach. It was ye olde times there, Andrew.
Yeah.
One thing I've realized since talking to people who've moved here rather than grew up in the Northeast is that we take bridges for granted because we've got loads of bridges.
Oh, yeah.
But when you came
We
here,
don't have not many bridges.
were you like,
I was like, what's this?
what's going on?
I've never seen this.
do you not just pay ferrymen to talk? Sorry. I'm so sorry.
So yes from me, Andrew.
It's not wrong. Yeah, thank
Many
you.
interesting possibilities coming out
I'm
of that pitch.
excited, lads.
For this match?
Aye.
Oh, for having two yeses?
No, just well,
You just
that as well.
you just
Thank you. I'm
excited.
just excited.
Oh,
for
me
being with
too.
everybody. I
Me
bloody love
too.
it, me. Yeah.
As you were doing that pitch, in my head, as I was picturing, because sometimes when you use a picture, I picture what's happening in the thing. And in this one, I made it like a Japanese cartoon, like an anime,
Whoa.
because it fits your style of.
Whoa.
Like,
Thanks.
especially the long pauses where Punk's looking at the sign.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it
Speed lines and everything.
Cuts to like every minor character we've met in the crowd going, oh, no, he's going for his finish.
Very otaku.
It's so otaku.
Otaku.
What is it?
Otaku.
Otaku, sorry.
But it is very though, it is
It
very.
is. Otaku.
I've gone for the main event of night 2.
Oh.
John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the North Star of this industry, the WWE Championship. We get several false finishes as the match goes back and forth. But as we approach the closing stretch, we get controversy, or controversy as we would say in the UK. Cody Rhodes tries to vault out of an AA attempt, but as he does so, he accidentally kicks the referee. Oh no.
No way.
Cody hits the crossroads, but there's no ref for now. And if you smash... It's cooking. Here comes... it's just a great theme,
It's
isn't it?
good drums, isn't it?
Here comes The Rock trying to cost Cody in the main event of Mania for the second year in a row. He gets in the ring, Cody swings for him, duck, rock bottom. Rock's not done. He sets up for the people's elbow. Everyone's like, oh, boo.
Boo that man.
The lights go down. But The Rock's seen this happen before. He remembers last year, and he's ready for it. The lights come back up, and The Rock's already facing away from the entrance ramp, awaiting another Undertaker appearance. Instead, there's no one there. And The Rock's confused. Psh, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yes, it's bloody Stone Cold. Oh, hell, yeah. Actually lightheaded.
Sorry.
No, not from me, from myself. From shouting and that. Here comes Austin down the entranceway in a vehicle of his choosing. I don't expect Austin to do his taunting walk all the way down this ramp. He needs his little quad bike or his Zamboni or his...
Scooter.
What else did he used to... Monster truck once, I think?
Yeah, his quad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the quad would do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's the modern one. And he gets in the ring, and the two look at each other for a second, and then it's like the My Way video package. They just start trading right hands, and the crowd are wetting themselves. The Rock goes for the rock bottom. Classic reversal from Austin, elbowing his way free, and then he hits the stunner. I've never liked the Rock's sell of the stunner. I know everyone does. I think he's obviously doing a backwards vault on.
Like, he preps himself before he does
But
it. Kind
I'll
of thing.
allow it here
Yeah.
for old time's sake. The Rock rolls semi-consciously to the outside of the ring, and Austin gets out of there as the referee begins to recover. Cena crawls into a cover on Cody, who was hit with that rock bottom, but it was long enough ago now that he's had time to recover, and he just kicks out in time. The two men slowly get back to their feet and trade slow, big strikes. Cody suddenly ducks one and slips behind. Crossroads! The crowd are begging Cody to make the cover, but he stops and has another idea instead.
Idiot.
He takes Cena to the apron with him and sets up for a crossroads to the floor like he did to Kota Ibushi in New Japan years ago, and it was actually very scary. But Cody's desire for revenge, you'll never guess, is his undoing as Cena bursts back into life and hits an AA on the apron. He rolls Cody back in, and then the quicker AA, like the one where you're like, oh no, where he just goes flip, and then he pins him and becomes WWE champion. Cena celebrates with a stone-faced expression and starts to head up the ramp, but then stops and talks into the ringside camera. He says, I told you you would never see this this championship again. I am the last ever WWE champion, and its legacy ends with me. He turns and slowly walks around the ring, taunting children all the way to their faces. Several road agents rush out to try and stop him, and even Triple H ends up at ringside as Cena starts to climb over the crowd barricade. He turns back, blows Triple H a kiss, and walks up off the thing. Look, he loves it. He bloody loves it. He loves the callback.
Is that a CM Punk kiss, is it? Like a Shield chair shot?
It's to set up a match with CM Punk later on, which I don't even need Punk to win. I think you can have a story of several wrestlers trying to desperately... I think this is definitely what they should do, by the way. If Cody wins, I will be weirdly disappointed.
Yeah. I think Cena's winning. I think it's nailed on.
I think so too. He's definitely looked the weaker of the two in the
His
bill.
schedule post-Mania as well is a lot more full than it was pre-Mania.
It is.
It is. It is.
Oh, Jack. That's good, that.
Thank you. Goodness.
I enjoyed that very much.
Goodness me.
Do you know what I was thinking as well? When Cena was doing like all the promo stuff on the Raw beforehand and talking about the spinner belt, I was like, he's definitely bringing the spinner belt back, right? But then, since we've had SmackDown and Cody was out with all the championships, does that kind of we've already seen the spinner now?
And
It
just
doesn't
from
maybe
a-
hit quite as much?
Just from a marketing standpoint,
Yeah.
would Nick Khan want the belt to change when they... Maybe, yeah, you're right. I think he won't bring
true.
it back. And especially now they've shown it,
Yeah,
like you said.
exactly. But I
Cody-
like that very, very much. Cody, you silly man. You shouldn't have tried for that crossroads off the apron, you dafty.
Yeah.
It was your downfall.
I wouldn't mind if Cody was the man to eventually save the day at the end, but you could also use it to elevate. I just wouldn't want it necessarily to be Punk just because of that little bit at the end. I just think that could be like the SummerSlam main event or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah.
So my second one's leading on.
Did
from
you give it a yes?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Oh, yes. My second one's leading on from my first one.
Oh.
We're going to John Cena versus Cody Rhodes now. It's a ding-dong battle for the ages. Everyone's having a swell time. Don't know why I need to write that down.
No.
It should be a given. We get a double down spot towards the end of the match, and Seth Rollins, suited and booted, but not in a flamboyant manner, more so like he was during his authority days, appears at the top of the ramp. The commentators are going berserk on the call, asking, what the hell is this? Why, Seth? Why? We know why you're here, you son of a bitch. We were watching last night, Beelzebub. Jim Ross is back for some reason. Calls him Beelzebub. Rollins is looking very cocky as he goes down the ramp, but as he approaches the bottom of it, he is greeted by Randy Orton, who's hopped in front of him from the crowd to stop him getting to the ring, because, of course, Randy Orton is Cody Rhodes' friend, who had his WrestleMania match cancelled this year for reasons that really had nothing to do with him. Rollins, now heel, of course, in a suit which is not fighting clothes, is like, wow, big boy, no trouble for me. I'll stand here, you stand there, I'll mind my own business, old chap.
No trouble for me, see?
Orton, now paranoid that his friend Cody might be on the brink of getting thwacked by a rock-shaped figure because he watched last night's show, is circling the ringside area, making sure all angles are covered and making sure no diddlers are trying to hop the barricade and beat up Cody. Ultimately, however, Randy's exuberance in protecting the ringside area distracts the referee. The referee's telling Orton, calm down, son, get away from Apron, you're distracting me, which allows John Cena to get the job done via brass five-knuckle shuffle with an AA without anyone getting involved at all. It's a little bit of a fed herring, some may call it, in the World Wrestling Federation. Orton looks devastated in his position at the ringside area as he watches Cena have his hand raised by the referee. Rollins skips past Orton to celebrate with Cena inside the ring because now they're part of the final boss's stable of lads. They're having a great time. John unveils a new and even more grotesque spinner belt.
Okay.
And he gets a trash can from under the ring. He lights a fire inside of it, and he drops the current world title in the middle of the bin in front of our very eyes. Orton has collected Cody and is sort of at the bottom of the ramp now, going, don't worry, pal. You'll win the next one. Keep your head up, son. You'll do well. Shoot out KO on the ramp.
No! How could you?
Orton's, wait. Randy Orton, he starts shouting, I'm sick of this generation being so bloody soft. First Kevin Owens' stupid neck, and now you've done this, Cody, you wanker. Randy gets in the ring and shakes hands with his legacy rival, John Cena. The pair, instead of feuding like I bet most people want, become a pair of bastards in my pitch and form their own two-man power trip that predominantly operates on SmackDown heading out of WrestleMania, and Rollins represents The Rock's stable on Raw. I want a Millionaires Club / main event Mafia kind of stable on the main roster in 2025. Now, can you see why I thought the cold was speaking in my pictures? Because it's misery everywhere.
But it's not deep down.
Can I add one more person to the stable, please?
Oh, yeah.
I think it would be really good timing for Charlotte Flair to join them.
That was, yes.
Making the money.
Yeah. Wait, I did Bora.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair.
Queen of the castle.
It's a big yes from me.
Oh, you naughty boy. I was expecting the Randy Orton bit there at the end.
He's not got a match.
He's not got a match. He's not got a match.
I'm delirious. Like, occasionally when I've been talking for a bit, my head starts swimming. Like, I'm really not doing well. How are you holding up, Rob?
I'm
okay?
worried that I'm coming across as, like, not enthused. But I'm hanging on in there.
Oh, you did. You're both doing
I'm
a bloody
as red as a bloody tomato. Look at that. The stay of that.
I think part of that's the...
I think that might be the lighting. I think that's quite red.
I often feel on the podcast when I sit there that I'm really red as well. It might be that. Light. It's a big yes from me.
Big yes. I like the idea of the old guard being like, I hate these bloody newcomers. They don't get outdone. They're rubbish.
Yep.
I hate it.
Get those PlayStations out of the backstage
Exactly.
area.
Bring back them guns and them knives,
whiskey.
lad.
And them doesn't matter.
Talcum powder.
Those lovely ladies.
Oh, right. I see.
Oh, Ross, that was a good one, that. Hey, but I can see something... Because I was thinking the same as well. I was like, WrestleMania might just be sad. It might just be sad.
Yeah,
this
there's
year.
a lot of sad things. I've realised that I think all my pictures have a sad element to them as well.
My third one's arguably the saddest of the three.
Oh, wow.
And it's already pretty sad to begin with.
Like Chekhov.
I might be sad. This next one might be sad. Or it might make you mad.
Let's find out, Dad. Sorry, I was trying my best to rhyme and I panicked so much.
You're welcome,
I panicked.
son.
No.
That's
don't.
all right, son. Let's get to next one. Are you ready? I'm going to I'm going to the War Raiders and the Bloody New Day.
Yorkshire is the most dad of all places, isn't it?
The most, yeah, for sure. Did he? But rate my takeaway. Danny went to Skipton the other day.
Did he?
I was devastated.
Have you been to where he went?
He went to Busy Liz's, which is like busy. What was that? Busy Liz's is a chip shop. I think there's 2 Busy Liz's in Skipton. He went to one Nate Bridge. And other ones near Big Car Park. And one Nate Bridge is dead good.
WrestleMania Pitches, by the way.
Sorry.
Was it a good chip shop?
Yeah, it's good. It's Busy Liz's.
What did he give it?
He gave it a 9 just because pie. He said pie was dry, but I'm not buying a pie from a fish and chip shop.
No.
You know,
why
fish
would
and
you?
chips. Yeah. Idiot. Right. New Day versus War Raiders in that tag team title match, right? Oh, those naughty boys in the New Day try their damnedest to get one up on the War Raiders to capture those WWE World Tag Team titles. There are shenanigans aplenty on behalf of the heels, but Eric and Ivar managed to overcome the trickery and gain control of the bout. It sounds so whimsical and magical.
No.
Very much putting the New Day on the back foot. After a very close back and forth, the War Raiders look to put this one away for good as they get Kofi in position to hit the War Machine finish. Xavier tries to break it up, but he's not the legal man by heck, so the referee tries to intervene and send him back to the apron. Meanwhile, as Ivar bounces off the ropes to hit the connecting clothesline, Kofi ducks, and in seeing this, Xavier pulls the referee into the firing line as Ivar absolutely flattens the official. I need to take a breath.
Oh, Hubert
I need to get this speaking thing down properly. With the ref down, the New Day know it's their time to shine. Xavier tosses Ivar to the outside and chop blocks Eric in the back of the knee, causing him to fall and loosen his grip on Kofi, who follows up by grabbing a steel chair from the outside. As Xavier steps on the surgically repaired neck of Eric to keep him neutralized on the canvas, Kofi enters the ring and he raises the chair high above his head, ready to bring it crashing down when... Ooh, the crowd suddenly come alive. Oh, more alive than they probably should be for a man who's about to get their surgically repaired neck demolished by a steel chair. But then again, the sickos might like that. However, that's not the case, as the chair in Kofi's hands is snatched away from behind as the camera slowly pans out to reveal the saviour to be none
Tell us who
other-
it is, how do we know this? You've been building this up for too long now.
The former stablemate.
Oh my God.
Is it Paul Heyman?
Paul Heyman. Biggie! It's Biggie, everybody!
Yay!
Hey! Woo!
Sorry, I really... sorry, it was just the sentence kept going on and on and on.
It's because I was struggling, so I was just trying to draw things out.
Well, the sickos might like it, but it's not because of that, but the camera slowly pans.
Who could it be? Well, it's Biggie,
I feel like I'm
everybody.
going to faint. Sorry.
It's all right, it's all right. We're nearly there.
It's
Don't
my
panic.
fault.
Don't panic. 2 more paragraphs to go. Kofi and Xavier are beside themselves as they look on at Biggie, who's just staring daggers at the two. The crowd are going radio rental as Biggie steps towards the two as they slowly start to back up. Xavier taking his foot off Eric's neck and trying to plead with Biggie, don't do this, we really like you. He backs both Kofi and Xavier into the corner of the ring and absorbs the energy from the crowd whilst a recouped Ivar makes his way to the apron to give Biggie the nod of approval. Go on, go get him, pal. For everything his former best friends have put him through, have at them, signals Ivar. Biggie raises a chair with Woods and Kofi carrying in the corner, but instead he sends it crashing down onto Ivar.
No, wait.
Biggie!
No.
They were so horrible to him.
No.
They were so
Sends
mean
the
to
chair
him.
crashing down on Ivar.
Wait.
You
You
what?
can't. No, you're not allowed.
Biggie
Wait.
turns around and he sees Eric getting to his feet and hits him with a mahoosive
What?
clothesline.
No.
Before unleashing
Wait.
chair shot after chair shot across
Nonsense.
his spine/neck region. It's brutal, but it's safe, all right?
Yeah,
Biggie
yeah,
looks
yeah.
back at Woods and Kingston as he signals for Kofi to head up top. He gets Eric on his shoulders as Kingston comes crashing down with an emphatic midnight hour. Oh! Biggie rolls out of the ring as a referee gains consciousness just in time to count the fall. 1, 2, 3. The New Day are your new World Tag Team Champions.
I hate it.
I've never
He
been...
hates it.
I hate it.
He hates it.
I've never been more... I lost my temper there because I thought, he's taking ages just to do
Oh, yeah.
the thing we all think's going to happen,
Oh,
the
yeah.
classic Big E return.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never been more wrong on one of these videos.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that I was legitimately shocked and saddened by what happened means it's a great heel turn. It's a yes from me.
Thank you. He hates it.
He does,
He
yeah.
Well, I
hates
think the
it.
New Day heel turn has been a little bit fumbled.
Yes.
Considering how great the actual turn was compared to what's followed.
Yep.
The what's followed hasn't lived up to the
They've not
heel turn
featured
itself.
them enough.
No.
No, they
So
haven't.
to see that then after this bit get retconned to go back to what maybe could have not happened at the start. I don't like that, Andrew.
You don't like it? I don't
No.
know if it, I don't know if, well, I guess it is retcon, but I was thinking Big E, just like he's been gaslit into thinking, do you know what? Actually, yeah, I wasn't there for them. I've not been there for them, and this is a big moment for them. I want to prove to them.
I'd like it if
them
they
on
were
your side.
if they were shocked that he'd done it as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they would be. Of course,
right.
they
It's
would.
not
yeah.
like it's not all been one.
No,
plan.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
You know.
Mm.
He doesn't like. Hey, just
I
give
don't
it a no
like
if
the
you don't
taste of
like
it.
it. If you don't like it, I think it needs, because it's on this WrestleMania card. In comparison to the SmackDown tag team titles, which I think have definitely been much hotter in their presentation and stuff on television, I think this just needs a little bit of something else to make it feel WrestleMania worthy.
I'm also
know?
saying this because my original third pitch was for a Big E return, but I saw you were doing it because we discussed what we're doing before this one. Just
We
to try
don't
and spread them
we
out.
just say which matches we're
Yeah,
going
we
to.
matches.
give like a very like a very vague description of what we're doing.
So I saw Andrew was doing this match, and I was like, well, I'll change my third one. My pitch was going to be Godbox. Because you know they keep saying, thank God
for the New Day.
Godbox in the skyboxes.
Yeah.
Big E dressed as God, and he strikes them down with lightning.
Oh god, that's better.
And you-
Yeah, that's
That was
better.
at the end of his finger. That was going to be my pitch.
You could have done. There was little chance that Andrew was going to do that. I think
Oh,
you
no,
could
I
have- you
thought
could have
I
gone
was
for
hedging
it.
my bets. It's the best pitch that could have been done.
So close, that was almost there.
Just imagine Big E, the fake beard. Ah!
I understand that you didn't want to take the risk of double Godbox in one video,
Yeah.
but I think that
Godbox.
God box.
Genius.
Thank God box for the New Day. For the New Day.
Goddlebox.
Goddle box.
And that's how the Viking Raiders retain. The War Raiders.
Oh,
War Raiders.
and he
No,
can be
if
dressed
I
like a Norse god, like
yeah,
Thor.
like Thor.
Aye.
Yeah.
Or Valhalla.
Yeah.
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 Gets his feet out. Woo. Michael Cole gets it. Doesn't matter. But it's a no from me, Andrew. I can't.
No, that's all right.
I can't
understand.
allow to.
I
have it.
understand. It was a 50-50.
It's a yes from me and a sincere apology.
Hey, don't you panic. I was prolonging that.
I'm sorry.
to
No,
no
yeah,
end
but
there.
it was all. I should have. I feel like when wrestlers criticize the fans, saying just wait and it'll all work out. I should have listened.
Thanks.
Triple H was right all along.
Thanks.
You are Triple H.
Thanks.
My second pitch is the women's.
Just imagine one of the H's standing for Hot Pot because of Yorkshire. Trying to work out the other two H's. to stand for.
Well, my last name's Hodkinson. So
Yeah, true.
Hot pot, Hodkinson.
Andrew Hotspot.
Andrew Hot Pot Hodkinson.
Hungry
Hungry
Hot
Hot
Pot
Pot Hodkinson.
Hodgkinson.
That's
Triple H. Great.
My next pitch is the women's tag team title match: Liv and Raquel versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria.
Oh no, I've been doing that wrong on purpose because it makes you laugh.
Lyra
Didn't
Valkyria.
he sit here last week, Joel, and say that? Didn't he? Young Matthew. He tried to tell us he's been doing that on purpose.
I saw a snippet of last week's podcast where you both implied that I should come in as Posh Jack next.
He watched the first 30 seconds.
I think someone told me it. Someone grasped and said it's
Oh,
at this
no.
timestamp. Anyway, I'm assuming that because it's a Mania crowd, international audience, maybe smarkier than usual, people are going to be loving Bailey. Hey, Bailey, and all that. And she and Lyra are loving it, dancing away, etc. And they do very well at first, isolating Liv and hitting some nice double team moves until Raquel comes in and clears house. But as the match continues, it's clear that the challengers are having the better of it. We saw on Raw, they're the best tag team in the land.
Yeah.
They won all those matches in a row.
Yeah.
At one point, Bailey and Liv are the legal competitors in the match and take each other down at the same time. It's a big double down spot. Raquel runs in, but so does Lyra, bravely taking it to the bigger wrestler. Bailey recovers and charges at Raquel, who moves though, and Bailey accidentally knocks Lyra to the outside of the ring. Raquel follows Lyra out there and sets her up for a choke slam atop the announce table, or what, the Tahara bomb, the thing she does,
Yeah.
the finisher. Bailey is about to hit the rose plant on Liv in the ring and maybe win the match, but then she sees what's going on and she drops her because she's worried about Lyra. And she gets on the apron and prepares to leap and stop Raquel from hitting the move on her partner. Before she can do so, Lyra impressively reverses the move into a big DDT on Raquel on top of the announce table. Both women are hurt, but Lyra seems fine. She's selling the back, but she's like, I'm all right. Get back in, win the match for us. Go on there, Bailey. Go on.
It's good.
I can picture it.
Yeah. Bailey. Bailey's still on the apron and turns around to get back in the ring, Oblivion out of nowhere from Liv Morgan. I love when she hits the Oblivion out of nowhere. And she pins her to retain the titles. Liv and Raquel slowly leave, all beaten up and clearly very lucky to have won the match. Lyra is absolutely devastated and she tearfully gets in the ring. Bailey says, it's okay, it's my fault. I should have stayed focused. I should have just won the match when I could have done. She gives Lyra the IC belt saying, hey, you're still a champion. Lyra looks at the title and she realizes that Bailey's right and she lets Bailey raise her hand to the consolation cheers of the crowd and Bailey's face changes and she looks very serious and she turns to Lyra and gives her a big hug. Oh, Bailey turns to leave and Lyra smacks her in the back of the head with the title belt. Then we see a beatdown the likes of which we've never really seen at WrestleMania, I've said here, which is, I mean, we saw Bossman get like
hung.
Yeah, that was something.
So maybe
What's
not
worse than a hanging?
Maybe not quite that bad. Maybe we've seen a beatdown in the women's division, the likes of which we've never seen at WrestleMania, until security finally come out and drag a furious and rabid Lyra Valkyria away. Yes. Is that
I'm
the end
on
of the
board.
page? That's the end of the page.
I'm
actually
on
going
board
there.
with the heel turn for Lyra because she doesn't get reactions anymore.
No.
She's there going, go on, do the woo bit of my theme, and not too many people do.
No.
So I think a little bit of.
A little bit.
I'll think of the word.
Make them say,
Yeah.
What,
No,
during
his
the-
new merch this week.
Cody.
Aye.
No.
He's
Oh,
making
what,
them
the-
say
the-
again.
Yeah.
The weed looking. I don't know
That
how to
was his
describe
dog.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's his dog,
It's
yeah.
like his meme looking one,
He's
right?
sitting on a pile of money.
yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. It's
Great.
good. It's
Right.
good.
But he just shared it with Make them say, oh.
Yeah. I like it, Jack.
Thank you.
You had me going at the end there where Bailey hugged Lyra, and I was like, well, here we go, Bailey to belly. Then whoop.
No.
No.
I was thinking about it, but then I thought, who out the two needs a heel turn more? And it's Lyra.
Yeah,
Oh,
add a
yeah,
bit of
yeah.
spice to that. It's a shame that they just don't get to do too much more with those women's mid-card titles at the moment. So I don't know, something like this maybe heats things up.
They're making her like the workworkhorse, aren't they?
Yeah.
After every
Yeah, for
match,
sure.
they go like, "What a great match!" And they usually are great matches. But the character stuff, she's not. It's not her fault. She's not being. All she's been given is smile and be nice.
Yeah, yeah, I like it.
Those titles have been exposed, though, for what they really are.
The mid card,
The mid-card ladies' titles.
What are they?
They're just an afterthought, aren't they? A consolation prize. Chelsea Green's got nothing to do at WrestleMania. Lyra Valkyria's in a bloody tag team match. They should have singles matches on the card themselves.
Yeah,
I liked what Miz said to the Street Profits on SmackDown when he was like, "You think he's a mint, but belt on WrestleMania, are they?"
Yeah.
I thought, oh, a bit true there, Michael.
That's their fault.
Well, yeah, it's not. That is true. It's not their
Not the
fault.
Booker's
yeah.
fault. Who definitely has an issue. He really does.
Oh no, with tag teams. Ross, what's your third pitch?
Jimmy Uso makes his return to help Jey Uso win the World Heavyweight title. I'm not in the game. What am I talking about here? I'm not in the game of robbing a very clearly popular man of his Yeetlemania moment. And those scenes when he does win, with everyone yeeting all over the place, it'll be great. I'm pitching the Raw after Mania starts with Jey Uso cutting an emotional promo, much like the one we saw on Raw last week. Not the bollocks he did on this week's Raw, where he reverted back to being just a catchphrase and a hand gesture after Gunther earlier in the night had cut a generational promo of his own. I was so disappointed by Jey Uso. Some say that promo from Jey Uso was the genesis for this pitch right here. So Gunther on the Raw after WrestleMania will interrupt this promo by Jey and say to him, "You told these people you weren't scared of me, but you needed your brother to get the job done. You are a liar and a fraud. I wish I ended you and your brother a few weeks ago, but that was me being in control and soft. This time, I will lose control and make sure
Hello?
Yeah, he will lose control, and this time we'll make sure we go one-on-one to see who the better man is. You liar and you fraud. Let the bell ring. Jay ponders and says, you're right, Gunther. Jimmy did help me, and I want to prove what I said about not being scared of you to be true. One time for the one time. Skibbity-jibbity-wibbity. Yah yeet mother bleeper. It's on! And there will not be any interferences, reassures Jay in a reassuring way. The match starts with Jey Uso on top for a long old while, proving what he said to be true, but the match ends. It's a world title match on the Raw after WrestleMania, with a valiant Jey Uso getting absolutely decimated by Gunther. Blood all over the shop, title change, Gunther's rubbing it all over himself, being sexy, like Drew McIntyre on Raw this week. Did you catch that? I've got a secret to tell you all.
Yeah.
And then he
What the hell was he doing?
he pulls his iPad off.
Well, no, the secret was that his eyes healed.
But who'd have thunk it?
the
But I
way
don't
he
know
said
why
it,
he
though.
did it like that.
Just a cheeky
Never
boy.
saw it
isn't
coming.
he?
I've got a secret.
Picture that, Drew McIntyre, but his Gunther just rubbing Jay's blood all over his naked torso.
Okay.
Jimmy comes down the ring to hold his bloody brother in his arms. It's totes a mosh, as Holly Willoughby would say in 2018 before it all went wrong. This week's Raw made me do this. I lost all faith in what Jey Uso will produce after Yeatlemania, based off the sheer regression in his promo from last week's Raw to this week's Raw. They're going to forget to write him as a captivating character because they'll see the merch sales, they'll see the fantastic scenes at WrestleMania, they'll see everything that we don't really care about. Well, as fans shouldn't. You know what I'm trying... Yeet, that's all he'll be.
Yeah.
Hold the title aloft, go home. I was so angered by the promo on Raw this week from Jay. After Gunther cut that one, I was like, right, we saw Jey Uso go back to being a layered, captivating, like, he was dressed in black, wasn't he? He had the yeet glasses on still, but I could live with that. And he just went back to going, one time for the one time. Yee. Let's do 2 entrances because the crowd wanted. Bollocks.
It's a hesitant yes from me.
I know it's a miserable pitch again.
Well, I'm just starting to realize that in this world that this post-Mania world, there's no babyface champions going to be left.
Oh, yes.
Great. But I think it would be shocking and a big moment, and it would be good. And I agree with you that I'm not a huge fan of what Jey Uso was before he got a bit more serious and vulnerable, but now, like you say, in the one on Raw. But I didn't really get that annoyed by the one on Raw, just because I didn't think it was... I just thought it was like a... How do I describe it? Like, it was just a final little, like, see you at Mania, everyone. I didn't think it was like... He said he'd already said all the things he wanted to say last week. But now this is just him for the fan. But it is a sign of what he'll be like.
Gunther went in harder.
Gunther said, when I bathed in your brother's blood. Yeah.
It was a tennis match. He's not returned the serve 15 love, the Austrian.
Yeah, true. Go on then, yeah. It's a yes from me.
It's a yes from me as well. As Jack said there, and as you've laid out there as well, I think it's
buried
weird.
Jay? Has he buried him?
That promo last week was so good, and then as you said, Gunther's this week was amazing as well. So it did feel a little bit like a bit of a step back when he did the whole thing. He could have just knocked him out.
Well, they played his music 3 times, which was fun.
Yeah.
Pat was having a good time.
I'm gonna be very interested to see how they do book him character-wise if he wins the title and we see a run from him as the World Heavyweight Champion.
Do you think, because I don't want every feud that he has to be like, you're just a catchphrase. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. And I'll get old quite quickly.
Because I think like what we had last week, he was much more serious, but I think it was just the right amount. It was kind of like a good sort of middle ground between the two things. So if you could find something like that and still have him be what Jimmy called like the right hand man version of him or something like that, then I think that would be much more compelling.
I found that quite strange as well, though, when Jimmy was like, we need the old Jay, the one who was the right hand man to someone. Like, that was his way of, It's an interesting situation.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
But it's 2 yeses for Ross, though.
yes.
Surprising.
Surprising?
Oh, yeah.
We love a bit of sadness.
It's a Debbie Downer. of a
We
pitch.
love a bit of sadness.
Misery.
Come on now.
Misery in written form.
My final one, as Jack said, he liked what Miz and Mello said the other day on Smackers.
Oh, my goodness.
So I said, this is just a very Very, very basic one, this one. As he turns 5 pages. No. I don't think it's going to happen, but hopefully it does happen because I'd like to see it happen, and I'm surprised it isn't happening. The go-home edition of SmackDown this Friday, we're looking towards the WWE Tag Team Championship match between the Street Profits and the Motor City Machine Guns, but everything...
I was raising my fist.
Sorry.
Because Motor City Machine Guns are here.
Descends into chaos. Everything descends into chaos, right?
chaos.
Melo and Miz come out during the match, which annoys the Street Profits after Miz's jibes last week that it's a slap in the face of anyone who's ever held those tag team championships that they aren't being defended at Mania this year. With the Profits distracted, that leaves DIY to sneak over the barricade and start taking out Motor City Machine Guns, which in turn brings out Pretty Deadly. The match ends in a DQ as nothing can be contained, with each team branching off to brawl throughout the arena. Would you believe it? Within all this chaos, perhaps a table gets used here. Maybe a chair gets used there. Maybe even a tease of some ladders. What could this possibly mean, everybody? Well, it means that Nick Aldis comes out to make it official, since he's had enough of all this for months at this point. WrestleMania 41 Night 2, SmackDown Tag Team titles will be defended, and a tables, ladders, and chairs match Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY versus Melodome Miz versus Pretty Deadly. Well, just put Hardy's in there as well. Why not? I dare you.
Oh,
not
my.
even written down. Just put them in
my.
there. Make it 6 teams
Get
then.
Fraxium in there.
Fraxium's a good shout as well.
Yeah.
It's a travesty that these tag team championships aren't being defended at WrestleMania.
It's a travesty.
It's a travesty.
Out of the two, the SmackDown ones feel like they've had much more attention than the Raw ones. Yeah.
And with all the brawling that every team has been doing as well in the lead up to WrestleMania, I was like genuinely dead set that there'd be a big old multi-man match.
Maybe there still will be. Although they've seen last time when the Triple H pay-per-views, once they've announced the card, it's like
that's
stone,
it,
isn't it?
But that thing that Miz said though last week was like, oh, okay.
It was saucy.
It was saucy.
Why don't they just have like a match or two on the 2-hour pre-shows that we're going to
Would be
get?
all right.
Because they need to make them feel like ESPN Collage Day or something like that.
Care about
And
that.
it's to build anticipation and put rumor and innuendo out there, not have wrestling on there.
I thought you said
3 hours of it.
I
and
thought
all.
you said like a new wrestler's name. I thought you said Ruben Innuendo. I get it, but I just have a match or two. It's WrestleMania.
It's nice. We don't have to watch it. It's great. I don't mind it. The
pre-show.
4-hour main show. There'll be
I-
bits of the after show you have to watch because there'll be press conferences and things said and whatnot. I don't mind not watching a 3-hour pre-show for WrestleMania.
I usually turn up for them though before pay-per-views.
Don't do it to yourself. You don't need to. There's
But
no
we always
wrestling.
turn up for the pre-show.
There's no wrestling.
There's always a chance that
There's
a
a
match could
chance.
happen.
No, not this year.
It feels like the one time we don't. That'll
Yeah.
be when there's a
Yeah.
match. Yeah. Huh.
This was a report from PW Insider. You had a quote from the guy. I forgot his name. The executive producer. Is it Lee Fitting or the other guy?
The one whose name's underneath Triple H.
I think so.
Name, yeah.
And he was like, it needs to
Well,
be
he
like
used to work at ESPN.
Collage Day.
Right.
Oh dear.
Lee.
Don't bother. Just come in for the main card. You'll be fine.
Um,
And then if there are matches before, you've got a hell of a scramble on.
Sometimes things, especially at Mania, like sometimes there'll be like someone will go and talk to someone backstage, like Heyman will talk.
Jake
to
Paul.
No, not. I don't mean like there'll be a storyline clue
Oh,
that could pay
a
off
knock
later
on a
on.
door.
A knock on a
something
door.
like that, yeah. A car drives in.
Come with me. just Willy Wonka there for some reason. IC title match is my final pitch, which is now currently obviously a 4-way. Braun Breaker defending against Penta, Finn Balor, and Dom Mysterio. As we all expect, the match is basically 2-on-1-on-1 at first, with Balor and Dom shamelessly working together throughout much of the contest. Finn is gradually, though, starting to boss Dom around more and more and more, telling him to hit the 619 at certain times, getting him to do all the dirty work, and eventually just flagrantly using him as a human shield from the two baby faces. At one stage, the fight between Braun and Penta takes them both to the outside, where Braun spears Penta through the timekeeper's barricade, and both men are down and out. Balor and Dom watch the destruction from inside the ring, and they can't believe what they've just seen. Quick roll-up from Finn. 1-2, Dom kicks out, and he can't believe it. He's like, what are you doing?
Naughty boy.
Balor says, I'm sorry, the moment got the better of me. Let's get these other two lads back in the ring, and let's pick the bones. Let's take it from there. Dom agrees, and they have a little hug and a high five, and Balor blatantly kicks Dom right in the balls. Dom goes down, another roll into a pinfall attempt, but Dom kicks out again just in time. Balor loses his mind and goes and gets a chair and hits Dom with it over and over like the end of WrestleMania 17. Balor lays the chair on Dom's chest, hits him with a coup de grace from the top. 1, 2, 3. Just as Bron Breakker's making it desperately back in the ring to save his title, but he's not quite there.
Devastated.
Balor gets the win. He gets out of there and shamelessly celebrates with the title as if he's pulled off the biggest miracle win of his life. Bron and Penta continue to brawl away through the crowd as the referee helps a battered Dom to his feet. Dom's really struggling. He's coughing up blood, maybe even. From
Chicken tenders.
he's coughing up chicken tenders. Balor watches on from the ramp, smiling. Someone barges past him on their way to the ring. It's Rey Mysterio. Rey gets in the ring and helps pick Dom up and appears to be consoling his son. Balor doesn't like this and rushes back down to the ring. He measures Rey from behind with the title belt, but Dom sees him coming and pushes his father to safety and takes the belt shot instead. Rey is furious and goes after Finn, who runs away. This sets up Rey helping Dom prepare to win the belt from Finn, because I want him to do it in a big singles match and have a big moment rather than... It would still be a big moment if what we think probably is going to happen happens and he wins. But maybe set that up for another pay-per-view.
His reactions that he got on this week's Raw made me think it's too much to do in one night. The face turn. So I think the way you've done it there is the right way to do it as well.
Well, they don't need to...
Because he chases Finn for a while. We get used to Dom being a nice guy.
Ray is teaching him like Mickey and Rocky and...
Yeah. And then him and Liv can be like the modern day Chavo and Eddie.
Yeah.
Without the cheating, of course, because they are loyal bitches to each other.
Do you see them Hot Ones? Versus?
Did I?
I've not watched it yet.
Weirdly arousing, so it was. With blindfolded Dom being fed chicken tendies with sauce on there.
Yeah.
Oh. I saw him rating
great
his
time.
fits.
It reminded me that wrestlers on Hot Ones aren't... Because if they want to duck out of a question, they can just answer it in kayfabe. So, like, one of the questions is, like, what's the worst town? And if you ask like a stand-up or a musician that, they'd be like, oh no, I'm going to have to say where the fans are crap. And Liv just goes, I hate all of them, Kentucky's crap. And they're like, yeah, there you go then. I thought, eat the wing then.
Eat the wing.
I do want to know who's been in her DMs, though.
Oh, yeah. I did see that clip
that
as
was a
well.
good one. Yeah.
See-
Who was the example who followed her?
Drake.
Yeah, Drake.
Oh,
But he was just followed her though, not necessarily the DMs.
It was implied, I think, that Drake might have slid.
Then he's got who's more famous than Drake? The Rock. Imagine if The Rock.
oh my God, Jesus!
Doesn't realize that she works there. Or sends her all the emojis. Hey there. I was just wondering if you wanted to share some tequila.
Hey.
Oh, it's a yes from me, Jack.
Oh, it's a yes.
I
Sorry,
was conflicted to begin with because I was like, I would love to see Dominic Mysterio win this match. Very, very much so. But I kind of like the idea of it, as Ross said, him chasing that IC title for a little while.
But like Ross and like you as well, maybe? We've done 3 heel turns. We've done so many heel turns.
There's a lot of
3
heel
heel
turns.
endings anyway.
Yeah.
You've had Rollins turn heel, you've had Rollins turn heel.
Yep.
I've had
Orton turn heel.
You've had Orton turn. You've had Big E turn heel.
Big E turn heel.
That's
That's
scandalous.
scandalous. That is
Scandalous,
scandalous.
that
I've had Lyra turn heel.
Yeah.
I've had Dom turn face. God, there's a lot of heel stuff there.
There's a lot
Are
of
you
heel
all right,
stuff.
Joel?
I don't know. We need some positivity in this world.
Oh no, he's heel now as well.
Yeah.
You.
Not
Be
have any.
sour. That's what he says. Don't clap.
And I'm wondering how all these children are going to feel. They're watching their first Mania or whatever when Cena wins. How are they going to cope with that? That's what we had to do at 17, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, not at the when 17 happened though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I want to go to bed.
This cold couldn't
can
come at
both
the
go.
worst time, like
Come on. You
Just
see.
the biggest week of the year.
WrestleMania
Yeah.
fever, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We've got all the WrestleMania coverage you can expect this week on Cultaholic. You doing predictions now?
Yeah, me and Adam will be doing predictions tomorrow, and
Lovely.
then we got the live streams on Saturday and Sunday. I believe we'll be doing the pre-show as well, so we'll be there
Oh,
for
Jesus
3
Christ.
hours, you lovely lot, before the main show. Woo!
Are we doing anything with Takeover? I'm sorry, Stand and Deliver.
What time's it on?
Early.
In the morning?
Well, call time for the wrestlers is like 5 a.m. their time.
What's that
apparently.
time for us?
So I don't know what time does the show even start?
I don't know. I think it is early.
It'll be like 6 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right,
Oh,
yeah.
PM.
Oh, I might be able to do that. Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll do something.
Well, if you don't feel well enough by then, I feel like I'm coming out of this a bit now. So maybe
yeah, one of us can do it.
one of us can do it. Check out. We'll put out tweets and that if we do it.
What we are doing though is a WrestleMania podcast, which will involve a stand and deliver review
Yes.
Oh.
on
It will.
Monday.
So are we including SmackDown as well?
SmackDown,
Cool.
stand and deliver, night 1, night 2, review live on Monday, and then the regular podcast with the rest of the week in wrestling on Thursday. Friday.
And I'll be doing what happened for both nights of WrestleMania itself as well.
WTF will be live next week on the Patreon as well, so thank you. And if you are having issues watching the WTF and any video on the Patreon, it's an issue with Vimeo's mobile player. So if you can, find a desktop computer or laptop, and that's your way in. Or load Vimeo on your browser on your phone, not via their thing. This is what I've been told by someone who knows what they're talking about, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Fantastic. Thank you all for watching, and remember that old saying, which it ends videos on a sad note, but that'll be appropriate after this one, though.
How apropos.
How apropos, in the words of the man who won't be winning at WrestleMania,
No.
Cody Rhodes. Life's a pitch,
And then you die.